Offshore-offshore banking is elite banking at its highest level. And in this video, I will explain to you who is the perfect client for offshore-offshore bank accounts, what are the benefits for your business if you use offshore-offshore bank accounts, and how are the details and how does it work. So number one topic, in my opinion, is privacy, because the location where the offshore-offshore bank is registered guarantees by law no data exchange with local governments and governments above. That means what happens in your offshore-offshore bank account stays in your offshore-offshore bank account because there is no data exchange. Number two topic is security. By law, no third party can access or can block your funds or can block your access to online banking or can take your funds. This is not possible. Offshore-offshore banking is the most securest banking nowadays in the world. And number three topic is flexibility. On one side, you can receive nearly every amount, and on the other side, you can send out every amount. But what you also have automatically in your offshore-offshore banking setup, you have crypto wallets. That means you can receive crypto payments, can exchange them into fiat and can spend them. Or you can purchase out of your fiat currency cryptocurrencies and then send it out to your cold wallet. This is what is for me the most interesting topic besides privacy. Let me explain in detail what is the difference between offshore-offshore banking or offshore-offshore banks and normal high street banks. So when you look at a offshore-offshore bank, you will see the bank is basically run like an old German or old Swiss private bank. That means human beings execute transactions. Compared to high street banks, when you bank with high street banks, you name them all, no matter in which country you are, you basically bank with AI automations. So you log in your online banking, you type in all the details for your respective transaction, you press enter, and then you start banking with AI automations. And AI automations are programmed in a certain way. And I will give you an example. If you have, for example, an incoming transaction from 2 million, you name the currency pound sterling, euro, USD. Nowadays, you must make KYC procedures upfront. That means if you bank offshore-offshore, the bank officer will do, before the transaction even starts or get executed, bank officers between the two banks will make the KYC clearing. And only when both parties, sender bank and receiver bank, agree that KYC is cleared, then the transaction gets executed. So this is why in offshore-offshore banking, nearly 0.001% of all transactions stuck. On the other side, when you bank with high street bank, you log in online banking, type in all the transaction details, press enter, and then your funds get blocked. And then you deal with AI tools, with AI bots, and then you try to unlock your transaction and you get your money back. Nearly impossible nowadays, simply because these new AI banking machines are not designed to execute big amounts. This is basically old school German or Swiss banking, which is designed to do it. And this is why offshore-offshore banking, in my opinion, is elite banking and not suitable for everyone. And when you think logically about it, of course, the fees in offshore-offshore must be higher because human beings does the work. Compared to high street banks, they can do this for pennies because AI doesn't cost them much. Do you understand? This is the major difference, because human beings execute and not AI machines execute. And this system on high street banks is not designed to execute high transactions anymore. Therefore, you have offshore-offshore banking. So if you have a business which is big in cross-border payments, for example, you need to pay your suppliers in China, for me a well-known example, or you receive big amounts from your clients from abroad, and I don't talk 10,000, I talk about 100,000, a million, 10 million, 50 million, 20 million, then offshore-offshore banking is a must-have, because nowadays high street banks are not interested in these big amounts because they lose control and their whole system is not designed for that. Do you understand? That's why if you have a business and your revenue is higher than high 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures plus, offshore banking is a must-have for you. And if you don't know where to start, click the link in our bio and book your private consultation. I'm happy to talk 15 minutes on the phone to you and work out together with you how offshore banking can benefit your business. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.